Guys, this is so important. Oh my God. I wanna like cut this little piece out and send this out to like every real estate investor in Arizona. What she just said will save you so much grief. Do you know of any contractual title traps that people doing deals in Arizona need to think about? This is a question I'm going to ask escrow officers across the country. And so anybody who's tuning in right now, if you're in a different state outside of Arizona, know that when we talk to somebody in your state from Fidelity Title, they will tell us about the title traps that you need to, or contract traps that you need to think about. But I want to ask you, Jody, in Arizona, are there any nuances or any little interesting language in the standard real estate contracts that we use that we need to be careful of or pay attention to?
I think probably one, and I just ran into this a couple days ago, where the earnest money was non-refundable. And non-refundable is non-refundable unquestionably.
Right.
However, you have to have, in any contract, you have to have what we call conditions precedent, which means the seller has to be able to bring the property. So if they can't bring the property in a conveyable form, right? Free, clear of lien, liens, encumbrances.
On the day of close.
Yes. On the day of close. Then the earnest money, the buyer could cancel and get their earnest money back, even though the earnest money is non-refundable.
Yes.
So we've got, we run into the hiccup where seller can't convey title, or they can't convey title at the time of closing.
Today, right.
Today, they can convey it, but it's going to take a little bit more time. And, you've got multiple assignments or what have you, where earnest money is flowing up and all this crazy stuff. So, it gets a little bit sticky and a little bit messy, but I think at the end of the day, to remember that those conditions precedent, which is the seller has to be able to convey title. You can't just have people depositing earnest money and you collecting earnest money on a property that
can't be sold. Or can't be conveyed. Yeah. Guys, this is so important. Oh my God. I want to like cut this little piece out and send this out to like every real estate investor in Arizona. What she just said will save you so much grief. And I've been on the both sides of this. Okay. I've been in a deal where I was the buyer in a transaction and I had second thoughts. I'll be honest with you. I had second thoughts about the deal. Okay.
Do you ever do that?
What?
Have second thoughts?
Sometimes. And I mean, it happens. It's not that I'm like, I will always perform and I will always do what I'm supposed to do. Hands down. But on this specific deal, there was so much hair. It was so like, oh my gosh, like I bought the house sight unseen. Okay. I finally get into it. It's way worse than what the wholesaler had told me the condition of the property was.
That never happens.
No, never, right? It was way worse. I mean, I'm talking like night and day different. Again, I bought the deal and I committed to closing it, right? But it was on a specific day. It was, hey, look, on this specific day, if you can convey clear title, I'm going to close. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. They weren't able to convey clear title, and I was actually able to cancel and get my EMD back. So on that day, it worked in my favor, okay? And everybody was like, they were cool with it. They're like, yeah, you're right, Jamil. We couldn't give you clear title. You're in your rights to cancel, and I canceled. I got my EMD back. I've been on the other side of that where I've sold a deal, and my seller, for whatever reason, they didn't give the payoff. They didn't sign the payoff request early enough. They didn't do the things that they needed to do for the title company to order all of the necessary documents that they required in order to move the transaction along. So they stalled the process. Now, because they stalled the process, I had sold the deal to a buyer, and now we couldn't convey clear title on the closing day. And the buyer canceled and got their EMD back. And so I've been on both sides of it. And I was like, dang it, that sucks. Right. Same thing that I had done happened to me. And so like, it is what it is, but really important piece of information to know if you're doing deals in Arizona. Okay. You have to be able to convey clear title. Even if you've got a non-refundable earnest situation, you have to be able to convey clear title on day of close. Otherwise, the buyer is entitled to get their earnest money back.